All right, welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Today, we're going to talk about a plethora of topics as we haven't potted in a while. And so, as you can see, I'm in my garage. The weather is warmer. I can do my podcast out here now. Jeremy, I think you're in your car, it looks like. Probably wearing a bucket hat, if I had to imagine, because for some reason we're going to go watch a basketball game in a gymnasium with a bucket hat. But, it's all good. Uh,
A basketball game. I was at a
What?
soccer
He
game.
was at a soccer game, buddy.
oh, yeah, soccer.
I've been coaching track all day, so yeah, that's what track coaches wear, a bucket hats.
I haven't seen a track coach in a bucket hat ever. But anyway, welcome, Jeremy. Welcome, Hunter, Jackson, Brody. Y'all are all got the whole crew here tonight. So let's start off with basketball. Got the Big 12 tournament this week in 2 days. Oklahoma State again, Bedlam, third time. We talked earlier in the year about Boynton kind of, having OU's number right now. So it'd be interesting to see how OU fares in this matchup as they've been playing a little bit better, I think, down the stretch. I know they had the kind of a bad performance at K-State, but been playing better. Obviously, got to win the tournament to get into the NCAA tournament. But we can recap the final game of the season with TCU and just kind of preview the Big 12 tournament. So,
Yeah, you talk about third matchup against Oklahoma State. What's different in this one is that they're not going to have arguably their best guard, Avery Anderson. They've been struggling as of late. They lost 5 of their last 6, but we all know what happened with Caleb Boone and Musa Cisse last time down in Norman. Oklahoma came after that Alabama win, and Oklahoma State just dismantled them. But TCU game, in my opinion, the biggest reason they won that game is the production they got from Grant Sherfield and Tanner Groves. Tanner Groves, last game in the Lloyd Noble Center. All the other seniors can come back because of COVID years. Tanner Groves has no more eligibility. And, man, he played really good. He was more assertive, more dominant down in the post. And I think if Oklahoma wants to win a game in the Big 12 tournament, they're going to need that play from him. And then they're going to need the play from Sherfield that they got in that last one and not the type of games they got from him against Kansas State or even Iowa State. So it's going to be tough to beat Oklahoma State. And you mentioned you're going to have to win the whole tournament, but you got to look at it one game at a time because, you're in the Big 12. You can beat really anyone in the conference, but you could lose to really anyone in the conference very easily. So you take it game by game. And yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, whenever OU's been most productive over these last 4 or 5, or I will say last 3 games, I mean, Kansas State, outside of like 8 to 10 minutes, OU didn't play bad basketball. It was just 8 to 10 minutes that killed them. That was the main difference in the game. And then you've had guys like Otega Away and Jacob Groves that have stepped up. I mean, Jacob Groves has came back to life. Now, we don't know what happened to him. We don't know if he's on a perk. Heck. But, I mean, he's came back to life. You've gotten consistently double-digit points from Otega Away over the last few games. So,
Jackson, what's your take away 10 minutes? Let's not.
Yeah, let's not.
I mean,
Bro,
yeah, and you know
same
what?
way.
Take away. I won't say it because it's highly inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it, but I can use a different analogy. But you're saying take away 10 minutes and that game was, I mean, that's ridiculous.
what? I'm not wrong.
That's half the half.
Okay.
The whole second half, and they win. I mean,
They went 10 minutes without a bucket.
Oh, okay. That's not my point. The thing is, if
That
Otega
was your point.
and Jacob Groves can consistently step up and score for you, I think OU can beat
it's
anyone.
not about Otega Oweh and Jacob Groves. They're not going to win you a game. It's about
No,
those
it's not.
It's Grant Sherfield and Tanner Groves. Those are your 2 X factors. Los Uzan has been the best player over the past couple of games by far, except for that TCU game when Groves was the best player. But he's been very good passing and shooting. But you got to have the production from your.
But also the thing is, I'm more scared of Oklahoma State than I am of Texas. If I would be
Here's the deal. OU got a bad draw.
How? We got a great draw.
No, because Oklahoma State matchup is a bad matchup. And
I like that matchup without
Brody, they don't have
I love
anybody
that
above the
matchup.
rim to play with
I
those
like
two.
that matchup. You know how hard it is to beat a
athletically.
times? You know how hard it is to beat a team 3 times? It's a hard thing to do.
Brody, do you know how hard it is for OU athletically with big men?
Yeah, and you know Wait, what aspect did they torch us in last time? Pick and roll, right?
Above the rim.
Pick and roll, right? But that's how they got their oops.
I'm not sure.
Was it pick and roll or not?
I haven't watched a whole lot of, the last few games, honestly. But I don't know if Tanner all of a sudden got Mac McClung's hops or something. If he did, we're going to be in better shape. But I mean, we're going against Oklahoma State.
No, we're going to be in better shape if he has Mac McClung's hops.
This is a better matchup for OU for a couple reasons, guys. One, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. Okay, especially when that team is Porter Moser in a tournament.
I don't believe that, Jazz, at all.
Okay, well, whatever. You don't have to believe it, but it's a true statement.
No, it's not.
Would you rather
It absolutely is.
Virginia? Would you
It
rather
used to
play
be,
West
it's not
Virginia?
anymore.
Would you rather play West Virginia and then have to play Kansas? That's what you that would be
Yeah,
better.
I
I
just think
would.
that's a
I
bogus.
would.
I think it's a bogus statement. It's different if teams are equally matched.
Hey, I'm going to use this second to call out someone, though. And look, Jalen Hill's been my guy. But he mentioned little brother 4 times in the interview with us and then really didn't show up in that game. And I don't know. I know there's been talk about him, but dude's got to step up this game. I don't want to hear about if they're little brother, let's show it. Look, you at least got to beat OSU. We're not going to the tournament. At least beat OSU.
We're NIT
agree.
bound.
Dude, I don't want to go to the NIT. I don't.
Hey, Brody, what Grant Sherfield are we getting Wednesday night?
I don't know. It's either 20
Yeah,
points
Brody.
or 10
Here.
Okay, I'm going to flip the coin. I got the coin back.
Okay.
Heads, he drops 20. Tails, he doesn't
so
score
crazy.
10. Like, let's see. Oh,
heads.
let me find it. It is Tails.
Well, he averages
Sherfield
16 points a
gonna-
game. So.
I mean, it's
Well,
most
I mean,
inconsistent player on the
If
team.
you want my opinion, these are the kind of games where I think we'll see Grant Sherfield's best ball of the year.
It's his last game in an
What-
OU
what
uniform
kind
more
of
than likely. So I would imagine we would.
Where's he going, Brody?
Huh? NBA. Why do y'all look at it like that?
Grant Sherfield is not going to the NBA.
Grant Sherfield would be a better NBA player than college basketball. You think about him as like a 13
Oh, my.
or in the G League, he wouldn't have to be relied on for as much scoring as he does right now. He'd just be, if he's not hitting, you take him out. He'd be
Is he getting drafted, Brody?
Yeah, can I get a number 13s?
I would say
Ketchup only on both those.
Jeremy, can you ask
Mustard.
can you ask the Chick-fil-A worker who they got Wednesday night?
Ask him, Jeremy.
All right. Well, anyways, I could see Sherfield. I don't think he'll get drafted, but undrafted pickup, I could see that, or him go overseas and play. I don't know. I'd like to see him return to college because I think it would benefit OU. I don't think he'll transfer again, but I could see him going pro. I mean, that's what he probably should do.
Hey, what do you think? I mean, I know kind of OU's draw after OSU, but I mean, we got to talk about this Texas Tech deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's shocking. Texas Tech, I know Chris Beard wasn't there when everything went down with him, but this is now back-to-back coaches that they've had that have had some apparent
But listen-
serious, character issues.
what do these guys have in common?
They're in Lubbock, Texas, dude.
No. What
Yep.
tree are they from?
Bill Self?
Bobby Knight.
Bill Self.
No, I think they come from the Bobby Knight tree.
No, I'm
Look it
talking
up.
about why did Jeremy answer Bill Self to that?
Because I didn't know, so I guessed.
Bill Self.
That's what he answered.
Why would he answer Bill Self?
I don't know, but Texas Tech. I mean, Chris Beard's going to be employed next month in the Power 5 as a head coach, which is crazy to me. I don't know
You
what.
think he's going back to Tech?
No, I think he's going to Ole Miss by far and away.
You
And
don't think he'll go to Tech?
I think he's not. Why would Tech rehire them? If Tech is smart and Texas, if Texas is dumb, and I know I said Tech is smart and you won't like that, they should go get Rodney Terry from Texas if they don't make him the long-term coach. But I think they'll make him.
He will be the long-term
I
coach.
know, but I'm saying if they don't, you got to
Why-
go get him.
Talking about Texas and Texas Tech.
Because the whole deal with Mark Adams.
How many games is OU going to win in this tournament, guys?
I
I
think
say they win one.
I think they make the finals of the tournament.
2.
Okay. Drinking the Kool-Aid, I see, Jay.
Listen,
No, they
Honestly,
won't be
I
able to
got them
beat
winning it.
Kansas. They won't be able to beat Kansas, but they'll be in the finals against Kansas.
I got them beating Baylor in the finals.
So right now, guys, everyone go ahead and say what they're going to do if OU was to win this tournament. Go ahead. Let's say it
I
right
would
now.
say I was wrong. Well, also at the same time, I was right because at one point I said,
Will you shave the mullet, Hunter?
No.
Well, hold on. Jeremy, Jeremy,
Not even my work can get me to do that.
hold on. Jeremy, I want you to issue a public apology to Grant Sherfield and tag him in it. Okay?
If
Dude.
what?
If they win the tournament,
It
Yes.
won't be because of Grant
the
Sherfield.
things I would do if they won the
gonna
Big 12 tournament would be
Here's what we're going to do if they win the tournament. I got it. If
Oh,
they win the tournament, me and Brody, mark it down. Sunday night, me and Brody will drive to and pick y'all up, and we're going to go to Norman when they come back, and we're going to be there when they arrive.
Oh, okay,
You
bet.
go to March Madness too, Jay?
And Jeremy can apologize to Porter Moser in person.
I'll actually be in Austin,
live pod
Texas.
too. Live
Live pod.
Actually, Jay, I'll be in Oklahoma City that day, so I can.
Of course.
Oh.
Oh.
Jeremy, you
Here
can
we
make
go.
do if they win.
I'll be in Oklahoma City. I'll be there, dude.
Hey, well, actually, I'll be gone in a different country, so I couldn't go.
Dude, you guys are making all these wishes. Jay, are you wishing for a unicorn too? Like, none of this stuff's going to happen. I don't know why you're
I
trying
can
to
see
plan
them
it.
winning the tournament. It wouldn't shock me.
Well, also,
Jay, is that a chair or a magic carpet you're
1
on?
point away from being in the NCAA tournament last year as well. So
Hey, Aladdin, is that a chair or a magic carpet you're on? I can't tell. What is that? I know this is OU Sooner Surge here, but ORU guys, they're in the semifinals right now, aren't they?
Are they winning right now?
Someone pull that up.
If they don't win,
Surely they are. They're 18-0.
if they don't,
They should make the tournament even if they don't
Exactly.
win.
hey, can we talk about something real quick while we're on this March Madness deal?
They
It's
won.
time. It's
Here
time.
Saturday.
comes another stupid take of yours.
It is. It's not going to be a stupid take. It's time for the NCAA to do away with just the conference championships getting in.
What? What?
I'm confused.
no,
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
ORU loses, they don't get in. That's stupid. They're the
They're
best.
gonna get in even if they lose,
No.
buddy.
No, they probably
No,
won't.
they will
They'll get
not.
at large. They will get at large. if
No, they won't, Brody.
Yes, they will. I promise.
Brody, they will not.
Okay.
Yes, they will.
They're not going to.
There was just
Really?
another
Sure,
upset
they
last
won't.
night. There was an upset last
It
night.
doesn't even matter because they're
Dominated
gonna win
the
it
league.
all. They're gonna win their.
I don't agree with you can't get in if you. I mean, some of these teams that win the league should not be in the NCAA tournament. Win the
They
tournament.
won their conference tournament.
Yeah, but I think we need to rethink it nowadays
Why?
because you got teams that don't care
No.
about the tournament as much and lose.
What? No.
Hold on. But also, I have a counter argument for that.
What needs to happen is you got to restructure the bracket, and everyone should do it like the West Coast Conference does their bracket. If you don't know, they have their 4 worst teams, and then they play, and it's not a bracket style. If you're the last team, for in OU's instance, they would have to beat Oklahoma State. Then they'd go play Texas. Texas wouldn't have played a game yet. They get a bye. Then the winner of OU Texas would go play Baylor. Then winner of that game plays K-State. So basically, Gonzaga and St. Mary's have to win one game to be in the championship.
Yeah, that's
How
better.
every conference to do it. If you're top 2, you should only have to win one game in your tournament.
I agree with that.
And that you don't have to take away.
Wait, didn't last year that conference though? That conference got 3 teams in last year.
And they all of them didn't
St.
play.
Mary's and Gonzaga all got in. Yeah.
All of them didn't play well.
Gonzaga didn't play
St.
well.
Mary's went to the Sweet 16. What are you talking
Gonzaga
about?
went to 16 and lost, and they were projected to win the whole thing.
Gonzaga's going to be better in the tournament this year,
They
though.
made it too. I think they won a game.
Hunter, they were expected to win the whole tournament.
I understand that.
Dude, number one
They
overall.
didn't do good. You had
Hold on.
St. Mary's go to the Sweet 16, but yeah, they didn't do good.
To me,
I
the
say something about
travesty.
Gonzaga, though? Can I say something about them?
What?
No, okay. I haven't watched Gonzaga that much. Okay. But Drew Timmy, the times I've watched him, I've not been that impressed with them.
Did you watch him against OU in the NCAA tournament?
I hate Drew Timmy.
I
I wish
hate him, but he's a very
he
good
is so
basketball.
good.
He is
He's
so
so
good.
good.
He's ridiculous good.
They haven't-
It's frustrating watching them because there's really nothing. There was nothing OU could do that game to stop them.
No.
No.
And Austin Reeves was awful in that game, and it did not matter one bit.
Hey,
I thought Austin Reeves was great in that, or is that someone else? Never mind.
what?
Nothing.
To me, it's a travesty that when you look at the Big 12, and OU is 10th place, we know that, but you put them against a lot of teams that make the tournament, and they're better. I mean, that's the
That is one thing that needs to
March Madness
change.
bothers me.
Oh, you beat Alabama. Like,
Yeah, there's no reason that like 8 SEC teams should make it. The SEC is weak. There's
And
no
Big
other way.
Ten, the Big Ten too.
the
Yeah,
Big
exactly.
Hey, hold on.
Big Ten has like 4 good teams in the top.
There's a debate that
But the bottom of that conference just sucks. There's no bottom in the Big 12.
Tom Izzo
on.
will make the tournament in his grave, guys. I mean, it's
Well,
what it
and-
is.
There's a debate that Kentucky and North Carolina both shouldn't be in the tournament.
Kentucky's in. They've been hot at the end, Jackson.
Kentucky's been good behind.
People are saying that this is the start of another crazy run from Kentucky, like when they went undefeated. Those. Like,
I don't want to spend time on this, but Hunter brings it up. So I have to, and Jay knows where I'm going. I'm done with the NCAA Good Old Boy Network. John, I'm going to use something from Hunter about the game against Tech when OU lost in football. John Calipari fired. Bill Self fired. All these guys are just garbage guys. Probation, never get on probation one iota. It's ridiculous.
Bro needs to turn his camera on.
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino. He's
Here's the
somewhere
worst.
in a bar. He's
You
somewhere
said
in a
you
bar
wanted
with a
Rick
girl.
Who was
Hey.
it on here that said they wanted Rick Pitino to be the next Oklahoma?
Hey, do you want me to tell you the worst one of all, Jeremy?
No, I said Chris Beard.
No,
I said
the
Chris
worst one of all, Jeremy, and I bet you can guess who I'm going with.
R.
I'm-
Bryles.
I'm going to give you one guess.
R. Bryles.
That's a different sport, Jack.
Jim Boeheim.
Oh, I can't stand Jimmy Boeheim.
How is that guy still employed?
Jeremy.
He's had issue after issue after issue, is he not?
Hey, did y'all see who's calling the NCAA championship game? Bill
No.
Rafferty.
Who?
Harlan?
Bill Rafferty.
They need to go back.
the man.
Yes.
Onions.
They need to go back to Gus Johnson. He was a great March Madness.
He was awesome.
He's
Hey,
not actually calling it. I just knew Jeremy would say that.
Anything else about basketball before we move on?
There's actually one more thing I have to say. Oklahoma has not won back-to-back games in Big 12 play this year. So we'll see if
I would say that this team could have a really good run if we weren't playing Oklahoma State round 1.
Yeah, I don't like that matchup either, Hunter. I really don't.
I don't, but
That's the one team. You guys can, Brody especially, I know you're going to be upset over this. That is the one team in the conference I do not want to play.
All right.
The one team.
I don't-
I'm sure you're going to say the same thing.
Jeremy,
once we-
back to something you said earlier because it's just itching my crawl right now to ask it. It's just bothering me. Hey, you talked about this thing earlier about winning 3 games or whatever against the same team. How those teams that you dominate in basketball when you coach, do you hope to play them again in the playoffs?
Okay, this
No.
is absurd.
Question, Jeremy.
I'm putting my camera on. I can't even drive. By the way, I got Brahms, not Chick-fil-A, so boom. Let me talk,
Question
Jay.
on Jeremy.
Sorry, dude. Every time you compare me, it's to elementary age sports.
It Jeremy, tell me, please. When you dominate a team twice in the regular season, when you draw them in the playoffs, do you feel going in the game? Do you feel confident, or do you feel like we're
Dominated who?
third time playing them? I'm a little nervous.
It wasn't dominant every time.
They dominated OU both games.
In the second half of the first game, they did.
Yeah. It was
they
double-
dominated Oklahoma.
Jay, I don't want to play a team a third time. I don't want to play a team a third time.
Okay, moving on.
Speaking about running, y'all see Marvin Mims run that. What did he run?
4-3-8.
4.38. Yeah.
Why didn't Willis and Gray? Anybody know? They just saving it for pro.
I don't understand that because especially with Eric Gray, you see the 40 time that Jahmyr Gibbs
Gibbs,
had.
yeah.
And then Bijan Robinson also had a really good 40 time. So
Hold
you're
on.
another back that could be possibly that day 2 back. You need to run your 40 to try
Hey,
to prove
Hey,
it.
there's another back out of Tulsa. Deneric Prince ran a 4.41.
Hey, I saw that, but do you think not running? Do you think that makes a difference to these NFL executives that are there?
I mean, if I was an
I think it does.
Absolutely makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference.
like Jay, have you followed Bijan's draft process so far?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, there was a whole lot of concerns on he's going to be the first running back selected, first rounder. Him and Jahmyr Gibbs are going to be first rounders most likely. But there was a lot of concern among executives over Bijan's speed. Even though the film shows you everything you need to know about him. He's a very, very good running back, probably the best they've had there since probably Ricky Williams. So, and there was concerns on him that he would not be worthy of being a first-round pick because of his speed. Then he goes and runs the 4.4. So that 4.4 time for Bijan, it locks him up as a first-rounder.
Oh,
Yeah, and hey, while we're on the combine, and I'm critical like Jay. Look, either a guy's a football player or he's not. Some of these draft scouts, and there's so much stock in this, and I get it. You know, you see a guy, you see that he's got all the measurables. He passes the eye test, but
Anthony Richardson.
can we not try to outsmart ourselves on some of this stuff? Bijan Robinson's a stud. Let's not.
Yeah.
I don't get this on the combine stuff sometimes. Come on.
But that was something they were legitimately concerned about. There was teams that were afraid to draft him in the first round if he's not running a 4.4.
well, who was the OU offensive lineman a few years ago back that had the awful?
Orlando Brown?
Yes, remember how awful his
Yeah, I think he might have deleted his Twitter for a short period of time.
because they were bashing him, and he's a
Yeah,
great.
he went viral on Twitter. That was
Good
first
football.
time.
He's a perennial Pro Bowler, guys.
Hey, well, also,
Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie.
guys, I have a complaint about the combine. This
What?
is my complaint. This mainly goes for offensive and defensive linemen. Those drills they're doing are not helping them at all. Outside of bench press, like,
It's
why does an offensive
It's
lineman
not
need
meant
run
to help
40?
them.
Not meant to help them.
Okay, that is one of the worst things you've said tonight, Jackson, and you've said a lot of bad things.
It has nothing to do with
The
helping them.
drill-
It has to do with seeing how quick and speed they are and stuff.
Exactly. The drills that defensive linemen were doing, the bag drills, they were kind of dropping back into coverage, stuff like that. Change of direction. That matters. You
It's
need
not
to-
real. It's just to see how good they are and how quick they are and how agile they are.
The
And that-
40-yard dash does not matter for an offensive
Oh,
line.
I'm not. Did I say 40-yard dash?
That was my point because you didn't hear what I
You
said.
said all drills. You
The
said
drill-
all the drills except for bench press.
Actually, the 40-yard dash does matter a little bit. It gives you some idea on speed.
Yeah, but you don't need the speed as a lineman. You need the quickness more than you do the
Yeah,
speed.
you need change of direction.
Yeah.
Well, I'm disappointed that Turk didn't go back to the bench press to try to beat his record he had 3 years ago. Last time he was at the combine.
Well, he's been
Is
under.
he going to get drafted?
Yeah, he will. His NFL grade has him as being a day.
Who
3
drafts a?
team.
But who drafts a punter, man?
Matt Ariza was drafted last year.
Bills drafted one.
If
Wait,
you're only one
didn't
used to
that
get
guy get
drafted,
like
you're gonna be
arrested or
a stud.
something for the Bills? Didn't he get arrested?
Yeah.
Did y'all see the meme of Stetson Bennett running the 40 with the cop car chasing him?
Stetson running that 40 was interesting. It didn't look like he was running full speed. Like it was just like a glide almost. Just
Yeah.
free. But it was disappointing to not see Braden Willis and Eric Gray run the 40. Both of those guys could really use it.
Well, I've already you know my thoughts on Eric Gray, guys. Said it last year. He has
Dude.
no home run capability.
You don't have to hit home runs if you're batting 300, Jeremy. Like you're getting the same thing out of him every game.
Where do
Yeah,
you think he goes?
Fifth round.
Hey, I could see him going to the Vikings because
I think he's more of a third round guy.
Yeah, I think he's a day 2 guy. Hopefully he runs the 40 at the pro day. That can help him out.
What about Mims?
Mims, of everyone at the combine, Mims is the one who made himself the most
I
money.
agree.
I think
4.38.
probably an early second round guy.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that now, Jackson, because before I said when we were talking about Mims possibly staying, going, all that, I thought he would be kind of more middle round, no way in the second round, and then to run a 4.38. Did not expect that from him at all. He also had a really, really good gauntlet drill as well.
He did.
Another drill matters for wide receivers.
Well, there's also a guy that I think combine stock got hurt is Jordan Addison for deciding to go to USC, because last year he would have been a consensus first round pick. This year,
It also doesn't help when you run what, 4.6?
Yeah.
4.6.
4.6 almost.
Well, I mean, he got under them workouts at USC. It didn't help him at all. I mean, it was honestly probably just having him gain weight, make him slower. I don't know.
Yep, that's true.
He was doing
We
yoga.
should do our own Sooner Surge combine.
Oh, I dominate.
I'd win.
Jeremy, you know you can't.
I
beat
would win the
that.
bro. I would win bench press easy.
You
Jay,
can't beat
do
that.
you have any glasses?
Glasses?
Yeah.
Why?
It's
Do
the
you?
question, Jay.
I don't have glasses. No.
Jay, hey, Hunter, do you know the guy from have you ever seen the movie Little Giants?
Yeah.
You know the little kid with glasses?
Yeah.
That's Jason when he was growing up, but he never wore them. But Jay, did you used to wear glasses?
Yeah. Why though?
Okay, I just thought so. I'd say that.
Why? Is this a story that you're meaning to tell?
I shared it in class.
Of course you did. Doesn't surprise me, dude.
It was
It was
actually
relevant. It was relevant.
Relevant for what?
It's
What
called
was it?
relevant, not relevant. Although relevant actually would work because it's real with the story. But let's plan our own combine, guys. That would be hilarious.
Outside of bench press, dude, we always so bad.
Yeah, I can't do the bench press very well.
225, none of us could bench that.
I mean,
Hey Jay, I'm still waiting for you to come at me like you said you were.
who?
You.
Hey, what's our next topic, guys?
Baseball. I'll get us into that.
OU baseball.
Yeah, really good weekend down in Frisco College Baseball Classic. Sooners went 2-1 with wins over Cal, who in my opinion was the best team there, and then a win over Mississippi State 15-9, and then they fell last night to Ohio State 12-9. So you still won the weekend. It's great to win the weekend. We've lost the early season, the season opener series to Cal Baptist. So starting to bounce back. Your first time all year, you're really seeing the bats start to heat up like for real. Yesterday was probably the most chaos we've had on the base pass. Just we weren't able to calm down those Ohio State bats when it mattered most. But really good weekend. I like what I saw from Dakota Harris, 588 on the weekend, 10 for 17. That's just unreal. And I don't know if you guys saw it. Big 12 put out their awards for the week, and he did not get one. So
I did see that. Yeah.
that's crazy that he did not win. Back-to-back weeks that the Sooner was snubbed because Anthony McKenzie should have won it a week ago with his insane week as well. Both of them have just been on-base machines for the Sooners. Jackson Nicholas, game 1, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Really good game for him. Then the next game, he had 2 infield singles, so you love to see it. Bunt singles, that's what OU baseball is about. They're just finding ways to get on base, make it really hard for the defense. Pitching, a little bit of a concern. We gave up a lot of runs this weekend, but all good teams there, really. All 3 of our opponents are really good ball clubs. So It happens early year. It's about getting experience. The bullpen's they're starting to realize who that guy is in the pen. Carter Campbell, really good weekend. And starting pitching, it's going to get better over time.
Yeah, I think the concern would be the depth in the starting rotations. I just don't know when you get down to the 3 or 4 guy.
I think our 3 is really good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 4
we didn't use the normal 3 this weekend. James Hitt got the start on Saturday. Usually it's Carson. So it was a little bit of a different weekend rotation.
Speaking of was that the guy whose scheduled start kept on getting moved back? James Hitt? Yeah.
Who?
The guy that I think he started on Sunday is
Braxton Dossett?
maybe I don't know who.
He's the Sunday starter.
Okay, is he like a freshman or something?
No, he's a senior
Yeah.
from Lamar transfer.
Oh, okay.
I think he
know.
might have beat OU last year when he played Lamar.
Well, they did what they needed to do and get a 2 out of 3. That's the key.
Yeah,
You got to. It's not a
that's
series
key.
because they didn't play the same team, but winning 2 out of 3 games. That's what you got to do going forward with all these series they have is try to get the series win. And it's all you can really ask for. And they did that. They got 2 out of 3. If they would have won the Iowa State game, it would have just kind of been icing on the cake. I think getting those first 2 against quality opponents just, kind of made it a great weekend. And then yesterday I was kind of impressed with how they fought. They kind of fought in there and had chances in the 8th inning, man. And had Dakota up there. So I mean, they put themselves in a chance to at least get it back into that game. So you got to give them credit. The bats are starting to pick up. So that's positive because the first few series, to me, the bats were they were really kind of struggling. So it's good to see that they're starting to get a little more, run producing and stuff. So overall, good weekend.
Skip Johnson will have them ready when it matters.
Wait, didn't OU versus Ohio State leave like 12 runners on?
Yeah, 12 runners left on, 10.
And they still scored 9 runs. So.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. That is one positive. Usually when we're leaving 10 plus runners on, you're scoring like 3-4 runs, if that. I think we had one against Cal where we scored 2 and left like 12 guys on or something like that. So it is, you're starting to see that. Pitching is going to get better over time. It's about just getting these guys innings right now, getting them comfortable in the rotation. The bullpen's going to work itself out. It's just really good to see games from OU where we put up, I think we put up 9 on Friday, 15 on Saturday, and then 9 again on Sunday. So the offense was firing on all cylinders.
Did y'all see Washington put up 32 or something?
Yeah. And the team we play tomorrow, UNLV, they lost, I think it was UNLV. It might have been Houston. Anyhow, one of the teams we play this week lost to San Jose State 28-8.
Yeah, I think it was Houston. Me and you were talking about that.
It was UNLV.
Oh, it was.
So that was a great weekend for OU baseball. OU softball again. I know the competition. You had Kentucky, ranked team, just kind of got handed to them twice. Was this their first homestand for softball? I believe it was.
Dude, like I don't understand what you can do. It's like playing 9 Michael Jordans.
Here's the difference too. Not only they got the bats, but when you got 3 really good pitchers
too.
They got 3 really good pitchers. That's the big difference. With Storako coming over, you got her, May, and Jordy Ball. I mean, this team, I don't see how anybody's going to beat them in a best of 3. I just don't think it can happen. The only way that happens is if some stud pitcher just shuts them down. If somebody has a stud pitcher out there can just have the
Alabama just threw a perfect game or something.
Most shots.
She's good. I wish she would have came to OU.
Florida State's
She's
got a good
but
team.
her team, I don't think is ever going to get there. They're just not.
Oh, yeah, she carries them.
Yeah, she helps them quite a bit.
And they just got so many bats too. I mean, 1 through 9 is just. I mean, they're
Well,
loaded.
Just
I mean-
like me and Jeremy talked about with Braden, I think it was last night, maybe the night. I don't. Yeah. We talked about how OU is like 2 former All-Americans that don't even start for them, and Alina Torres and Sydney Sanders. I mean, how's that possible?
Because they're just. I mean,
I
they get whoever they want. I mean, let's be honest. They're the best program in softball. Anybody who wants to play softball in college, if they got offered by OU, they're going to pick OU. I mean, more than likely. I mean, they're just. It's like the Alabama of football, but it's even a higher level for softball because they're just so much better than everybody else.
yeah. Well, and then
They're a dynasty.
And then the thing is like Patty Gasso. It's a national recruiting base now that OU's had over the last couple years. I mean, they got Jocelyn Aldo all the way out of Hawaii. How many softball teams are going to Hawaii to recruit? UCLA and OU, that's probably about all.
I think everyone was recruiting her. I could be wrong.
Well, here's the thing too, which got to give it up to for Patty Gasso. You know, obviously, when you get great players, you're going to be a good team. But what I love that Patty Gasso does is, and this is what I'm hoping with the Brent Venables culture as well, whereas those girls on that team, they, you know, as far as she really manages the talent where people don't leave or transfer. They like being there, even if they may not be starting. She does a really good job at handling all the talent she has. That's a tough thing to do. I'm not comparing it to NBA, but when you got a bunch of talent on one team and trying to manage that is very tough. And she does that very well.
Kyrie Harden and Kevin Durant, a lot of high
We
ego.
did lose some really good talent, Jay.
Winning takes
Mackenzie
care of
Donahue.
everything.
Yeah, Donahue.
Yeah, but I don't think
Going about it, Tennessee.
But she was only
cares
good
of
in the
everything.
World Series. That was all.
no, she's a good player. I just think that was
Batting
a personal reason.
300 right now.
Yeah, she's playing
Oh,
good.
yeah, no, but I OU, she's only batting like 220, 230. So that's just my point. I'm just saying.
She's got that jump man forever, though.
Yeah.
Insane.
And then it's like, even whenever Jordy Ball right now has been the third best pitcher this year, I'll admit that Alex Rocco and Nicole May have been better than Jordy Ball. But to say you have someone as good as Jordy Ball that struggled, that can instantly turn it up. Last year, before she got hurt, her ERA was like 0.89, I think. And then
She's still pitching good. It's just May and Straka are pitching out. I mean, right now, just
Rocco's
they're
out of
unhittable.
her mind.
Yeah, they're unhittable right now.
It's insane.
So
Brody, do you have any thoughts on the softball?
I mean, the only thoughts is they're not going to lose. They're unbeatable in a 3-game series.
well, they've already lost once.
Well, speaking of
They
Patty
don't lose in a 3-game series.
Gasso too, I mean, me and Jeremy talked about this. She always finds a way to motivate her team.
Well, and they don't play towards their team. It's more like how can we get better? They're just playing in their own little world right now.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to be the best. I would say it's their own big world, though, Jay. Okay, yeah, you're right, Jeremy.
Not their own little world. They're so big time.
Well, and then the thing is, I mean, you have such an elite culture there. I mean,
Wait till they get the new stadium. When's that going to be completed?
next year.
Dude, the renovations that's going to happen in Norman in
Oh,
the next 4 years is insane.
That the board of regents approved today.
They didn't. It's not yet. It's tomorrow.
Okay.
It's tomorrow.
It was just.
It's all going to be approved though.
You got to get the new basketball arena.
They're not doing that, Jay.
It's so dumb what they're doing. They just need to build a new arena.
Moser today said he needs to go towards a new arena.
It does, but that's not happening yet. They're doing
I know that.
renovations on new locker rooms and all that. like $10 million in that.
Yeah, and then I read some that they're like gonna get fan ideas how to improve the experience.
Yeah, it's
that.
10 million on locker rooms kind of confuses me on like, is it because the arena is so old that it costs that much money to renovate, or like really how can you spend that much money on locker rooms for arena that's 40 years old, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you guys saw this, but the new football facility is going to be. I think it's 175 million, something around that. But
It might.
it's
even-
more than Florida's, and Florida's their brand new one was like under 100, I think.
Yeah, and it was nice. So you
And
can
it's
only imagine.
So it's
But how long is it going to
honestly-
take to do that? Do they have a time frame on that?
I would think the goal is to have it done like before SEC.
That's kind of what I thought. So
dude, they would have to be over the summer putting in that work big time.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it is.
They can get it done. It's just
And then they have all
pretty quick.
football season, and they do. Yeah, they have a while.
Jeremy, are you
know
on
we're-
yet?
I know we're about out an hour, but you guys listening to us, we've talked about, as the March Madness comes, I'm sure we're going to maybe have some kind of March Madness preview tournament show where we can maybe take some calls as well and do something for March Madness. So I think you got, stay tuned to that
Yeah,
for next week.
we need to do a bracket competition between
Yeah.
the.
We can do our brackets live on here.
Oh yeah, and take calls. So
Well, that's a good place for us to end it. As always,
Yeah.
if you're listening, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe on Spotify. Give us a review there. If you're not aware, Surge Sports Network is now live. All of our articles are there. All of our podcasts are there, all in one place for you. If you're not already, go follow us on Twitter for that account at Surge Sports Net. So thanks again for watching. Boomer.
Yes, please do something and subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking that button below. Until next time, Boomer.